Hello, everyone. Happy full moon in Cancer. It's Tuesday, December 26th, 2023, the day after Christmas. And the high peak for the West Coast for this full moon is at 4:32 p.m., as you can see there, 4 degrees 57 minutes. So I'm going to start the reading for each sign. And you can look at the chart that we have right here. All right, this is the last full moon for the year 2023. So this is a full moon. This is a great time for all signs, for everyone to let go, okay? This is a moon of letting go. What are things from the past that you want to let go? All right? All right. I had to pause for a second, but I wanted to bring up another page. So, like I was saying, 4 degrees, 57 minutes. So you can do a meditation that lasts 57 minutes, 60 minutes, an hour. And the meditation doesn't have to be one thing. It could just be you know, doing different forms of meditation, different types of spiritual practice to help empower yourself, but also to releasing this year. A lot of writing, journaling. I like to do that. That really helps with keeping the mind clear and just writing down what it is that you need to let go of. It's a water moon, so you can do a cleansing shower, cleansing bath. Use what you have. You could use a lot of essential oils. Earlier today, I used a lot of lemon scent, and that was really powerful and cleansing. You can also journal, even though it's a water moon. You can burn if you'd like. Under the water moon, I like to just use element of water. You can even dissolve your writings in paper in water and kind of like rip it up, make sure it's really dissolved, and then just throw it away in the garbage. So that's another water practice that you can do. All right, so let's see what it has to say for all the signs. I'm gonna get rid of my image here, and that way we can just focus on the readings for all the signs. All right, so let's do that. All right, so we will first start. I'm gonna adjust my light here because my light is too much for me to see. So it's another good reason to edit the camera right here because the light is pretty bright. My eyes are adjusting again. So since it's a Cancer full moon, let's start with Cancer. Cancer looks at the moon is in the 12th house. Okay, and it looks, looking at the chart, I was thinking it's in the first house, but the moon is in the 12th house, and that's the house of Pisces. And even though it's a water sister sign, Cancer, I just realized this, a Pisces might be getting a lot of attention this full moon, okay? And Pisces can take it as a form of healing. You don't have to, divulge everything to someone, but you can take it as a time for healing because the moon is in the 12th house, and Cancer is a healing, mothering sign. So if you're a Pisces, and I know I'm reading for Cancer, but hey, it's coming through. This is what's coming through because I just made a connection here. So if you're a Pisces, take all the advice, even though it's hard to hear, as a mothering, healing advice. 12th house is the house of dreams. So maybe you have a dream, a vision of something, and it's not fully what it is. It's okay to start over again. It's okay to find healing, whatever that is for you, okay? The 12th house represents our spiritual life, self-sabotage, solidarity, institution. It could be the institution of friendship, marriage, work, whatever it is that isn't working or isn't what it's supposed to be. There needs to be some kind of elevation, okay? and it's also the house of transcendence, okay? So do with that what you will. And this is the same thing for Cancer too. Cancer, maybe you are being healing to someone else being in the 12th house, okay? So for Cancer, being in the 12th house, and the moon has the energy of the ascending. There's a lot of attention there. Cancer, you might be offering healing advice to someone. It doesn't have to be a Pisces. It could be anyone on this chart. We're all connected. Okay, so it's definitely a moon of Cancer, not sabotaging yourself. The 12th house has a powerful message for me whenever I'm doing readings to remind myself and others, especially Scorpios too, not to self-sabotage yourself. And if you have a strong Scorpio placement. But for Cancer in this full moon, definitely keeping your stuff together, helping others is a very powerful time for this moon, okay? So let's move to, so we just did Cancer. Let's see, who do I want to, who? Okay, Gemini. Let's go to, I'm looking at the chart and I'm just going by the chart, okay? So let me go to Leo. Let me go through houses, the order of the houses. So for Leo, you are in the energy pretty much, let's say, of the second house, okay? And the second house energy you might be dealing with is money, the Taurus energy, a little bit of the first house and second house energy, okay? And dealing with your own self-identity, your own self, things that's good and healing for you. Let go of anything that's negative with the first and the second house. If you're not good with money or your personal possessions, something like that, find healing and power and letting go of things that don't benefit your first house, which is yourself, your self-identity, and your second house, which is your personal resources, the things you have, the things you value. Okay? For Virgo, you're in Gemini third house, okay? And the lesson that you can learn here is not to overthink things. Heal your communication, any kind of communication issues that you may have. Mercury is in retrograde and that's just started up, so that can be a lot, okay? And Mercury being retrograde in Sagittarius can offer you some type of need to really not allow what other people say affect you, okay? And you can find certain things as a big turnoff. So just look at things in a psychology type of way of like the fundamental mind, the young mind, the child's mind, and realize that certain things were already set in motion already, and it has really nothing to do with you. It's how that person sees things, raised, and all of that, right? So just offer yourself healing and understanding by realizing the root of a problem there, okay? Now, Libra, you are experiencing the fourth house under this full moon. So the healing that you can offer yourself is home. Anything that has to do with home. That's the Cancer energy. And Cancer is doing a lot of healing for others this full moon and for self, but mainly for others. So it has to do with the home, the parents, any kind of insecurity, the need to be nurtured. So healing that would be very powerful under this full moon. You can find that that could be the stem of a lot of your problems is fourth house issues, okay? Now, in the fifth house is Scorpio. Scorpio, you're feeling the Leo effect under this full moon, wishing for, wanting more romance, maybe more happiness, creativity. It could have a lot to do with personal power, feeling a shift in your personal power, and feeling like you're looking for a way to serve and to really live your highest and confident self expression, your life purpose. And Leo can offer that by setting the stage. So look at it as an adventure starting over, like you're writing a play and you're putting everything together, you're doing your research. research whatever it is that you need to, and then start building, right? And start creating that. It's like that life is a stage type of energy and personality, okay? And being very creative in this fifth house energy of Leo. And they're a fire energy too, so you can benefit a lot from that. You can benefit a lot from the Venus energy and connecting to that self-love and to be loved and admired. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so Sagittarius, you are feeling the effect under the sixth house of Virgo. So it's a lot of work, a lot of healing. Some of you might find you need to release, to heal, release any overdoing of services of your time and energy. So find healing in that. Make sure you're not overworking yourself, and just improving on what you need to improve on under this full moon going into the calendar new year. And you want to make these changes because not only do we all have the new calendar year, but we also have the new moon in February, the Chinese New Year, or the actual, new year for that even my ancestors practiced under the full moon. That was the start of the new year, right? So it's just the start of that new year. So make these positive changes as we are leaving winter. We're being still in winter. We're making our changes and we're moving forward. So very powerful for Sagittarius, and you also have Mars to help you along too, to kind of like fight for yourself and fight for your own personal healing, your body, mind, spirit, okay? We have Capricorn in the seventh house of marriage, of Libra, marriage and partnerships. So looking at the things that you sign yourself up for, not putting yourself down for some of you, right? You want privacy, you're very private. So make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into and make plans. It's so important to plan ahead, okay? Making lots of plans and having resources and backup plans, making sure that you're actually keeping a book of different things. What do you know that you'll need help with in the new year? So it's really setting yourself up for that and making sure that you have things covered. You don't have to let everyone know you have things covered. You can make suggestions, but just having that list will alleviate this coming year's stress, especially if you know you have a lot of responsibilities or a lot of goals or a lot of things changing in your life. That 11th house is all about balance, okay? And being aware of yourself, but really being aware of others and others around you, the life that you've created, your internal life of your family, and your external life of your friends, co-workers, all of that. So take that into consideration. Okay, so now we have Aquarius, okay? So let me adjust this. So Aquarius has some of that eighth house energy of Scorpio and a little bit of the ninth house of Sagittarius. So you'll be experiencing just keeping your items safe. If you're redecorating, if you're moving, if you're trusting someone in your own personal space, just make sure that you get clear and organized and know where all your items are. Especially if you're traveling a lot or doing a lot of moving around, you want to make sure you know where things are for you. Okay? Um, Aquarius, you want to know where things are for you. You want to know, what you need to let go of, and just make positive changes for your life, positive new direction. And I feel like you guys will be dealing a lot with your own personal items, someone else's. Just making plans and really keeping steady. Some of you might need to even keep more steady. Okay. And when I'm reading on this chart, there's also other spiritual readings to consider for yourself. So sometimes I'm getting information on this one sign, but also other factors might play in, okay, from other spiritual charts or spiritual animals that you connect to, okay, on another zodiac chart. So every sign might experience something a little bit different. So it's always good to listen to your rising sign and your moon sign and also your sun sign. So some of you might be experiencing traveling or anything to do with your school, your education, or written documents, anything that's important to get done or submit. So make sure that you are letting go of things that is not really important, you know, that you could celebrate later on or you could experience later on. You just got to put things in order of what's most important right now. All right. Okay, so now we have Pisces. So Pisces, you are in the MC. So this means that you'll be getting a lot of attention on this full moon. And I laughed because I was reading for Cancer, and Cancer is in the house of Pisces. So you will be receiving healing, whether you want it or not, you're receptive to it or not. Okay, so so you're in the MC, you have a little bit of the experience of the ninth house and the 10th house, okay? So a little bit of Sagittarius, which is Sagittarius, they go after what they want, right? So you might be experiencing going after what they want, really thinking about themselves, okay? And I'm going to have to pause. All right, so sorry about that, pause. So I believe I'm reading for Pisces. Okay, so Pisces in the MC, a lot of attention is focused on you. You're experiencing a lot of the ninth house and 10th house. So a lot of experiencing, I feel like the Sagittarian energy, which would be like, you know, more self and getting what they want and just very dominating kind of energy. You might be experiencing that within yourself or mostly from someone else, right? The need to understand something at a higher level. Okay, that's going to be something that you'll have to look at. Okay, and then also anything in publication, okay? Anything that has to do with law or travel, anything to do with the ninth house. Also for the 10th house is looking at your career as well, okay? And looking at your status and things about your purpose and how you take power within yourself and so on. So experiencing a lot of ninth and 10th house for Pisces, okay? And this can also be a positive change, and you can also find release here and healing. So whatever is negative, there is also a positive within that, okay? And then now we are in Aries. Aries, this full moon, a little bit of your career, that's what you're experiencing, okay? A little sprinkle of the 11th house, but mainly for you is the 10th house, okay? And a lot of healing. So, you know, this year, whether you realize it or not, healing is so important for you, and reviewing where you need to be, excuse me, in life, okay? Where you need to go to that North Node energy. So a lot of shifting up will happen in your life, a lot of you know, kind of big events and learning opportunities, and it's all there to shape your character. And make sure that you're taking the time to think, to slow down and think. When my sign was in the nodes, it was a lot of hope put into things rather than what is realistic, right? A lot of hope and trust, and it's best to trust yourself and to move towards what your north node is in your birth chart and what the north node is for your sign. So taking both of those and saying, what are the power tools from my birth chart north node, and the north node being in my sign Aries. Take the power role of that, because that will protect you while your sign is in the nodes, and that goes for Libra as well. Okay, but there's a lot of lessons to learn there and a lot of healing. And for that 10th house is looking at your career. This is the last full moon in this calendar, right? So that's really important. And it's like right after the December 25th. You know, the sun is rising a little bit each day leading up to spring, where we have longer nights, but they're becoming shorter. So how can you rise? How can you rise? How can you grow in your career? There's a lot of spiritual ways to look at this, Aries, and it's really a fight for yourself and a year of personal healing. You could have said yes to things that you were first saying no to, and that's a big sign. If you know, like, hey, this didn't feel like a good choice, but you got convinced into a yes, especially when there's risk involved, right? If the risk is low, then it's not such a big deal, versus when the risk is high and it could make a bigger change and impact in your life. So looking at that. Moving on to Taurus. Taurus in the 11th house, you have that Jupiter energy of getting things manifested quite easily. Even though it's in retrograde, you can still work with the energy, and also the energy of Uranus, okay? So this 11th house for Taurus is really giving you the opportunity to look at the groups of people that you have around you, look at the goals that you have, how you can shift things, what inspires you, what do you aspire to do for this year. What are your year goals? Like, do you have a 7-year plan, a 2-year plan, a 3-year plan, a 1-year plan, a 6 months? Looking looking at that and saying, how can I adjust this? Because you are in Aquarius house, so your mind is expanding, your mind is thinking futuristically. So I don't want to say try to, so live in that. Live in the aspired energy, the contribution energy of, you pulling together and having a creative mind and getting advice from people, books, situations, recordings. And I feel like there's a need to grow and a need to kind of shift for some of you. Others, it will be just chilling with friends, enjoying the moment. It could be a mix of all of these. One of them could be more prominent for you than the other in the 11th house. So you all are experiencing the 11th house in some way, or either your rising signs energy in some powerful way. But for you under this full moon is finding release and healing from associates, friends, anything like that. Anything that you feel is threatening or affecting your goals and the things that you aspire to do, and realize that it is not as big as it may feel initially, and release that and just stand in your own power, joy, love, and happiness. And when we all remind ourselves of our own greatness, our own weakness, and just be all right with who we are, we find ourselves feeling like we're winning, and things just become better for us, okay? So it's a really powerful message. All right, Geminis, you seem to be last on the list for this one. That's all good. You're in the 12th house. There's no planets here on this chart at the moment. So this is a great time for you to really look at, say, the 12th house energy, a little bit of that, a little bit of the 11th house, so a lot of friendships, a lot of groups, goals, aspiration. Just try to keep it as peaceful and zen as possible. What you aspire to do, get yourself back on track with that, feeling motivated, love, and feeling your sense of belonging, or just connecting to you, okay? And the 12th house, the 11th house is just offering letting go, healing on the full moon, and manifesting so that you can clear the way to manifest, right? And pull in on the power, just to feel fulfilled, And the 12th house is offering you the feeling of your dreams realized, right? Knowing how you fit into that. How do you work best with large groups? Because the 11th and 12th house in some way has to do with, like, say, the collective, or more than one person, right? And how to release self-sabotage, how to release, uh, you know, being alone. And it's so wonderful because Geminis are excellent at that. We love our personal time because we're a whole entertainment unto ourselves. So as much as we love to socialize, we appreciate our moment to chill because we are entertainment ourselves. Okay, so we are happy by ourselves. We can look at things and enjoy just being in the moment, watching a show or listening to music or being our creative way, we are a party to ourselves. Okay, so if you know another Gemini that is just fun to be around with or just a chill vibe, it's all good, right? So this 12th house is just saying enjoy the meditative state of this 12th house, the energy of this 12th house. Utilize it to release any, like I said, self-sabotage or any kind of realization that other people, their character, their behavior is all on them. It's not a reflection of you. If you know that you're coming from a whole and good place. So allow your aspirations and your dreams to take power and to release anything negative from that so that you can be filled up for the new moon happening in the calendar new year. Okay? So the great thing for all of the signs to realize is that we're under a Cancer moon. This is offering a lot of healing. Okay. So when that high peak happens, really enjoy it. Realize that you can benefit from it and clear your way. Really recharge yourself. I hope that everyone had a really good Christmas season and Yule and all of that, and you were able to relax and just enjoy it, and it was peaceful. So thank you guys for watching. If you're new, if you've been with me for a long time, I do appreciate you still being here. Click like, and we'll see you next time.